Hey everybody, how we doing tonight? I'm back again. This is Talk with myself, Dennis from New London. Um, and right now, this is my second show in the new studio. We're trying to get things organized, so it's going to take a little bit, so be patient. Main thing right now is trying to get so people can see the show and call in at the same time. Right now, the way it is when you go to YouTube, if you catch the show, you might want to jot down something you might want to ask me and then call back in a week and we can bring it up. Or if you just have something on your mind about stuff I'm not even thinking about and you want to talk about it, you can call the show live. You might not see me and I'm not going to see you, but you could still be able to talk to me and get your opinions across because there are people out there besides myself in here listening to what you folks think. And this show is about what you folks think. I try not to take sides, but I have a hard time dealing with stupidity. And there was a lot of stupidity in the Democratic Party, but you Democrats, as Biden would do, you Democrats, you're going to have to realize that there was a lot of Democrats that voted for Trump. Yep, there was. He got the majority of votes in the whole country. Couldn't have been all Republicans. So, Democrat Party, you better change your ways. And you better get rid of some of those friggin' idiots you have working for you. Well, it don't matter now. Most of these are gone. And it should stay that way. So I brought a reminder with me today. I brought my buddy. See, I tried to be a ventriloquist when I was young, and that didn't work out. So I decided to be a ventriloquist with my pen.
The collusion delusion is over.
Over!
America will never be a socialist country.
Never, ever.
China has total respect for Donald Trump's very, very large brain.
Got that right.
You heard our vets? You stole from us? You're fired. You're fired. Get out.
And that's what he is doing to a lot of the people that are in office now that won't be very, well, most of them are gone now, I guess. So now that I got that out of my system, I want to talk about all kinds of things. I got a letter in the mail today, and this has been bugging me for a long time. It's telling me about how there was a computer, I don't know what you call it, glitch, where they go in and get your personal information, everything like that. But they say there's a way that you can prevent that from happening. And that way is if you pay somebody to help you make sure that doesn't happen to your computer. Now. These people are making a ton of freaking money off us. These computer companies, these shows and everything like that. If Facebook or Meta or even X or any of them places get your information for something and then it gets stolen, and this happened at the community center. Community center. If they do that, these companies should be the ones that pay for you to be safe on a computer, not us. Why do we have to pay to be on the computer? Also pay to protect what we're doing on the computer. And who knows what else? It always gets passed along to where you're making, say, paying $25 on your computer, which I know isn't really what it is. But then you got to spend another $10 a month for this security, another $15 a month for this security, all this. That shouldn't be our responsibility. And the only way you're going to change it is if you tell the companies that you're getting this stuff from, hey, if you're not going to cover the cost of keeping me safe on a computer, I don't want you. More and more people got to do this. Stop sitting on your asses and complaining and not doing nothing about it. You got people you voted into office in so many different places. Call them and call them and call them and make them listen to you. Demand that the people we have representing us in Hartford at least once a month have to come into town and give us an update of what's going on and what they're doing and what's coming up and what shouldn't be coming up. They should do that. But you know why they don't? Because you guys don't care. All right. So this is, we shouldn't have to pay for this. All right. See, I get all this crap as I sit and I watch way too much news. Both stations. Now, they had Trump was on today. He had a conference with Netanyahu, televised on Fox, not televised on any other station. They talked about the women's trans thing, not covered on any station. And that's another thing he did today I'll talk about. He's talking about taking over Gaza to make it better for the people. That way they'll be safer. They won't need a terrorist group to run their country. Not on any other station, not CNN, not MSNBC, none of them. They're just totally ignoring what this man is saying he's going to do for this country. And if that's the party you want to belong to, so be it. But you're not getting the whole story. You're not getting anywhere close to the whole story. These people now want to fight and make our country even more unstable. And that's not a good sign for this country. It's not a good sign for our people. It really isn't. One of the things the man did today, and when I say the man, I'm talking Trump, not talking about Grandpa Biden and giggles, is he made it an executive order and something that I think a little more powerful than that, but I'm not sure what it's called, that there will be no more men in women's sports. That's it. It's done. Done. Now you have colleges and other organizations that are going to fight that. They want to fight it in court. Why? Do you want your young daughter in sports to be in a shower and have to look at some freaking dude with maybe a young this big or something? No, you don't. You don't want your daughters in that situation. You don't want your wife in that situation, your girlfriend in that situation. No, it's not right. You don't see a bunch of women trying to get into men's sports because, probably they get beat at that sport because the men are so much stronger. But this isn't right. You name me. I wonder if Biden, there's a lot of these things going on where Biden and Obama were on the same page as what Trump is on in the beginning because they knew that's where the votes were. And then they screwed up from that point on. But do you hear about men in sports when Obama's daughters were going to school? No. Same thing with Biden and his daughters. Didn't hear about it then. What is the fascination with the woke group out there that is trying to push all this? You're such a small minority in this country. I don't care how big you think you are, you're not. The only reason you think you're big is because Biden was giving you the access to act like you're big and passing all these stupid-ass laws. You just can't do that. I mean, it's just not right. It's not right. And believe me, if you're a religious person, some of you's got a lot to answer for. All right, let me move on to something else here. Okay. So there was an article in the paper, I think it was today, maybe it was, I'm pretty sure it was today. Anyways, I guess maybe the mayor is getting a little nervous, Mayor Passero, about the implications of the fact of us, New London, being a sanctuary city. I don't know if Groton is, but I know New London is. And now trying to backtrack and said, well, we never voted for this to be a sanctuary city. New London is not a sanctuary city because we never voted for it. The council was this, that, or you folks, this council and a lot of people that are in the Democratic Party higher up survive because nobody cares. Second, they think nobody remembers. Now, if they were talking about me, that would be a true statement. But other people, it's like they don't want them to know nothing. So the mayor comes out and says, we are not a sanctuary city. We will help protect illegals, but we're not a sanctuary city. Well, if you go back to our first elected mayor, strong mayor, Daryl Justin Finenzio, and there's a reason for the middle name, he did 3 acts, executive orders when he became mayor of New London, a true mayor of New London. And one of those 3 was, we are now a sanctuary city. He made that an executive order. And everything was fine until Trump came along and said, that's not working for us. And until these other states that had the problems with the illegals were sending them to states that were sanctuary cities. Now they didn't like it. Oh, it looked cool. Hey, we're liberal, we're open-minded, we're all this other kind of crap. That looked cool. But now it's coming back and biting them in the ass. And why is it doing it? Because it's destroying the country as a whole. I know you don't like to hear it, and I don't like to say it too much either, but a fact is a fact. You can't supply or carry this amount of stuff coming into the country. We can't have this many people that have nothing when they come here, and now we got to support them. We don't have it. We're too busy, or we were too busy sending money to other countries to keep wars going. That's all we were doing with the Biden administration. Hey, let's go out and start some wars, you know? But anyway, all righty. So he's going to send 30,000 illegals, and he already has sent some to Gitmo, which is in Cuba. All these countries that said they weren't going to take back their illegal aliens, especially the criminal ones, they're now changing their minds and saying, oh, yes, we will. And do you know why? Because the United States sends money to every one of these states that are opposing us every year. Millions and millions, if some maybe billions of dollars. And we do that because we're buying them off. Because we figure if we do that, then they won't mess with us. And they'll do whatever we want them to. Well, that isn't happening. They're doing whatever they want to, and they're still taking our money. No, that stuff's got to stop. Because it's going to affect your kids. It's going to affect your kids' kids. Already, they're going to have debt like they never ever seen before. And the only way it's going to go away is when they were trying to do this crap of just eliminating all debt. And especially with scholarships, and not scholarships, but education, especially there. Now, our governor is trying to pay off a huge amount of medical bills of people who, couldn't afford them or whatever. Just don't put the medical bills on the credit thing. You know, I know some people can't afford to pay medical bills. First of all, if you can't afford it, then the people that can afford it, pay for it. And, no hospital is going to turn anybody away. Well, at least I hope they're not. But we can't keep doing that. I'm sorry if you think that I don't know. Well, okay. Let's see. I talked about the woman on the subway that illegal aliens set her on fire and watched her burn to death, and nobody really did anything. Is that what we're becoming in this country now? Thou shalt not help thy neighbor. Thou should watch our neighbor die in front of us and do nothing. Should I just look the other way? If somebody rapes a little girl, is 4 years enough? No. What we need back in this country is a whole different form of fear. Like, you commit a crime with a gun, automatic 10 years. You kill somebody with that gun, automatic death penalty. I know there's exceptions, but find out what the exceptions are. Don't take 20 freaking years to figure out whether, we got DNA now and stuff like that. So in the past, there might have been an excuse for it. There's not now. You take a life, you're going to lose your life. That's it. If there's circumstances that go with it, we'll find them out. But it doesn't take, you don't arrest somebody, especially someone that's not supposed to be in this country, who kills an American citizen, and then drag the whole thing out. In other countries, that person would have probably been put in a square someplace and either stoned to death or beat to death or who knows what. And a lot of you woke folks out there, if this country ever gets taken over by another country, you guys are history. There ain't gonna be nobody's gonna save you. You should be happy with who you are, what you feel, but not to the point of where you're pushing it in people's faces. I think maybe tomorrow I'll walk around town all day down New London telling everybody I'm a heterosexual. Hey, I'm a heterosexual and I want a flag over here. Where's my flag? No, why not? It's ridiculous. Next time you're in London, I challenge anybody on the city council, anybody, to take a drive up Willits Avenue from the Rotary all the way up to where it hits Waterford. Do it around 3 o'clock. See how long it takes you to get down that road. And look at the condition of the road. Now, I know they're doing some work on roads, and that's good, but it all has to do with what they call the cultural district now. They even have a sign going into where I can't think of it. The one in, anyway. All right, so he kiboshed the trans. He's telling them also that trans men can no longer go in women's prisons. They got to go into men's prison because they are a man. Even if you cut everything off, you're still a man. And don't fall for this crap about men giving birth. If you believe that, then I don't know what to say about you, but it wouldn't be good. So I also hopped on last week about Seaside, and I'm going to keep hopping on that. Seaside should be turned into a trauma center for military, police, firemen, border patrol, anybody that does stuff to protect our country. If they get hurt or if they get maimed or anything like that, they should have some place they can go where they can be rehabilitated and not in the middle of a city. Because that's nothing but noise and who knows what else. I mean, put them someplace where they can appreciate and want to stay alive. All right, and Seaside would be a beautiful place for that. It costs money, it costs a lot of money. But there's people around now that love this country that have a lot of money. And it would be something that they would do if somebody would push it. No more apartments. I just found out from someone that 10 years is coming up on EB in New London. Remember what happened the last time we had a company down there and 10-year mark came around and their abatements were up? They left. I don't know why you think EB's not going to do it. They could. They're always open for a better deal somewhere. And that's another thing. I have no idea. I don't think anybody out there, except for people that are close to other people, that know how much of an abatement EB got. They don't know how much of an abatement any of these apartment places got in New London. If you got a company that's worth millions and millions and millions of dollars, and they're going to build this multi-million-dollar apartment complex, why do they need abatements from us? We're not going to see any of these. I'm not going to see any of these abatements. I'm too old. Your kids might see them, but everything will be so different by then that it won't amount. It'll be giving abatements to another company. Once everybody moves out of Fort Trumbull area, moves out of the old FISA building, EB building, somebody else will come in. And they'll give them a great deal just to say, hey, look at all the people we have. And on paper, when they say, New London's worth $1 trillion on paper, that's only on paper. There's no friggin' way. I'm still trying to get an answer for how much those, I don't even know what the hell you call them. The posts coming into town now, coming towards the police station from out of town, those tall colored things with writing on them. I have no idea what that is. I don't think anybody has any idea, except for maybe the council, what somebody told the council to vote for it. It's having them trees down there when you come into town in the spring, those beautiful trees coming into town, that's enough. We spent money on that. We spent money on these lights on Bank Street, only Bank Street, not State Street. What happened? Did State Street fall out of being part of the cultural district, or they just, nobody goes up State Street. Town halls on State Street, all kinds of God theaters on State Street. Don't you think you'd want that to look really good too? Because what you're doing on Bank Street is a lost cause. It's not going to do nothing. It's going to bring in sometimes the wrong crowd, like the shooting we had just recently down there. You're bringing in people down there so that you will get their vote. And it's not a really good clientele. There's nothing down there to invite a really good, no, I take that back. There are some good spots. But those lights. So I've been asking, and nobody will answer me because the council, and I don't know if the mayor likes me or not, but I like him, he's okay. The council, another whole different story. It's like, let's see, how do I put this? It's like they're doing things to take care of certain groups in New London. Not everybody. They do not take care of everybody in New London. I don't care what they say. They do not. They took the grant and the money that Chef Tom was making to help keep people fed, he had a great operation going there, and they cut his funding. But they'll turn around and spend, I don't know, someone told me once that flag downtown, and it's in the little circle there, cost $34,000. Well, if that group wants a flag there, let the group put it. Let the group paint it. What do we got to pay for it for? We're letting them put it on our streets. That should be enough. But that isn't helping. So if somebody out there knows or can get back to me what it costs and what it's supposed to be coming into downtown, those poles, makes it look like Sesame Street, the lighted poles for downtown for special occasions, how much that cost, and what was the third? Oh, and the flag downtown. If you go up the street a little bit from that flag, you'll notice another big circle all painted and colored in. That was done by the people that wanted to do that, and they got permission to do it. Didn't cost the city anything. They took care of it themselves. And a lot of that was with the Green Party, and I don't know who else, but they've done some good things for the city. But what is getting accomplished? Come on. I want the council to take a ride around New London and look at the city you're supposed to be representing. Because you're not representing the whole city. You're representing friends. You're representing minorities, as you call it. It's almost like the only people in this country that aren't minorities are white people. But you know what? We have poor people in our race. I was a poor child. I lived in the slums. I lived in areas where I was the only white person out of the whole street. Sometimes one of the only three. And we had serious ass kicking. You got picked on. And it all had to do, you can't just call one group racist when you're doing the same thing to other groups. Right now in this country, everybody's a racist. And anybody that wasn't a racist, what's going on in this country now is making them racist. Clean it up. We're all one. You take the skin off our body, we're all the same. We're all the same. We go through the same problems in life. We go through the same happiness in life. We all go through life poor. Not all, but a lot of us go through life poor. And then we make something of ourselves. Do you think all black people in this country are poor? Because they're not. They have a lot of people that have worked hard to get what they got. And there are some out there that try to help, but they don't get the cooperation. Just think about those things. I know I jump here and there on you guys, but well, I would have had other stuff too, but my computer broke. Don't ever buy an Apple computer. Why are you buying an Apple computer? Apple computers, what are they? They cost a ton of money. Usually you can't do much with them except if it's a product of some kind with Apple. Adding stuff to your computer, can't do unless it's something from Apple. And when they break down or you have a problem with them, it costs a lot of money to fix them. Why? Altogether now, because it's an Apple. Big deal. I would never buy an Apple. Not for what they want, and not for what it does. All right. So, sometime back, I was working with United FM. I was doing a podcast out of there. And with the owner, Keith Much, who can be a little unusual sometimes. But I got to talking about hemp. All right, all you junkies, and all right, all you pot smokers. Not the kind that gets you high, okay? I'm talking about hemp as a product. I'm going to try to find it, and hopefully on the next show I'll have it, but you would not believe the amount of stuff you can do with hemp. Do you know hemp grows in fields, and every year it comes back? And you can use it for anything. I'm saying just about anything. You can build houses with it. You can build boats with it. You can have toothpaste made out of it. So why are we cutting down trees that take more than 1 year to grow back? Why are we doing that? Why are we still building stick houses? Is it because it's cheaper than having steel studs? And that's probably because to get that steel, we got to get it from somewhere else. Oh, man, it's something about this time of night. I will bring that with me next week. And you know, we got to start talking to the people that are representing us. They don't even care what we think, because the only time you see them is at voting time. Okay. So another thing they got rid of, I'm really curious to what your thoughts are on this one, DEI. Now, DEI was something we were trying to do during the Biden administration. Some people say it was already going on, but not to that degree, to where you have people, you're giving them a job for any other reason than except they're really qualified for the job. It's like on-the-job training course for some people. And because of that, you saw what happened recently with 2 plane crashes. You saw the fires in California. We cannot have that in this day and age. Are you going to, I'm sorry, folks. You want someone, you know, you always talk about doctors, pilots, train conductors, so forth and so on, having the best that there is to get. Well, with the world going the way it is, with the technology, with the AIs, with the amount of equipment we use, with the military, with everything, it's getting to the point of where you got to be schooled to run these things. You can't just, you know, well, let's see, we only have, we need at least 5 more Puerto Ricans in here to make this balance. Well, what do they know? Well, they don't know nothing, but we can show them. No. How does that help the person spending money in college to become certified whatever? Don't help them. Doesn't help you I bet when you get on a plane now, you're going to wonder. I hope in time that you folks will catch this and call in. Like I said, even if it's something I haven't talked about, but you want to talk about it, call in and talk to me. If I don't know anything about it, I'll just listen. I won't make stuff up. Well, sometimes I make stuff up. Alrighty. So, another thing I want to talk about is this automated system they have with the phones now. I know they've been doing it for a while, but there's nothing more aggravating when you call somewhere and you get an AI voice, and just when you think you made it through all the stupid questions and stuff they ask you, they go, oh, I didn't quite understand that, and then they make you start all over again. And this is also, they don't have to pay somebody on the other end of the phone. We want them people back on the other end of the phone. We want a person to talk to. We don't want a freaking robot to talk to, because they don't understand. They don't understand real-time life things that are going on. They're only understanding what's being put in their brains. And when they figure out how that's done, we're in a world of shits, because you'll be answering to AIs much more than you think. But you know, another thing with the phone is, somebody told me this the other day and it made perfect sense. They said, why, how did they put this? Why do they want you, I can't remember how much, something about speaking English, and then they put you online with someone that can't speak English, or very little. You all know what that's like, where you start to get really upset, and you want to scream at the person on the phone. That person's only looking to make some money for his family. He don't know any different, or she don't know any different. But the companies do. And those could be American people with jobs talking to people on the phone. But no. How much money does it take to be rich? Does it take billions? Trillions? I don't know. But how much profit do you need in a business? Isn't there some kind of cutoff point where, you know, okay, this year we made $25 billion. Okay. Now there's a new thing coming up where, you know, we got to get the people to pay for this new addition to the company. Instead of taking your own profits and putting that new addition or whatever it is on your company. Why do we got to pay for it? Why, when there's a bird flu outbreak, eggs go up to $5 or $6 an hour? Why? Oh, you're going to say because there's not a lot there? Well, how come you're hearing about these barns that burn down with millions and millions of chickens in them, and you don't stop for once and think, well, maybe somebody's doing this to up the price of eggs? You all have thought that. Don't say you haven't. All right. So, let's see. What's on my other stuff here? So I don't know if any of you noticed on the computer with the day paper. I was trying to get on it today, and I guess they may be changing their format, and it's totally different. And this is what a day paper, city council, mayor, anybody that thinks they're some kind of friggin' genius when it comes to computers. Not everybody's a genius. Not everybody knows how to use a computer. So you're gonna take all, especially seniors, are you gonna take all those people and just chuck them? Don't give them any information? Don't try to communicate with them at all except for voting time. No, it's not right. It's not right. There's a lot of stuff I get that I don't even understand. Now you're gonna say, well, it's your job to figure out and understand it. Not at my age. I'm done with that crap. I don't like it, I'm done with it. If you're gonna just ignore me and kick me to the side of the curves because I'm a senior, I'm gonna be kicking back. All this talk about doing away with cash, they're only doing that because they want control of your money. They want to know who's putting what where and everything, except of course if you work for the government, then they don't care. You can hide all that shit all you want. Or if you're real rich business, hide whatever shit you want. But if you're giving back to the country, well, that kind of sometimes balances it out. Even though I know you probably don't agree. But it's got to be a limit. Okay, you take Musk, he's what, trillionaire a couple times over? There's a lot of trillionaires out there. But at least he's trying to do something good with the money. Not everything he tries is going to work out. That goes for all of us. But the Tesla thing with the cars, that was something he was trying to help. And now it ain't, and now they're finding out all kinds of things about it, which happens. But if I made $25 million one year, and then the following year, I only made $15 million, I shouldn't have the right to turn around and make the public make up for the $10 million difference. And if you do, if you're buying a product and they're telling you that line of crap, I wouldn't buy it. I'd say that's it, If you can't live on $15 million, then you ain't gonna live on $25 million, because you're an idiot. Alrighty. Let me see. So just one more thing, just refresh your memory. New London City is a sanctuary city. Don't try to play both sides of the card. You guys made a bed, you put us in it, and now you're getting people into downtown and around the area, and see, it's tough. They've made it so that no matter what you say, you're either a racist or you hate or all this shit. And you can see a lot of hate going on right now with Democrats because Trump's president now. But that doesn't faze him. Doesn't faze me either. You can't keep doing that. I got a flag, Trump Vance flag on my house. I've been a Trump fan since day one. And last couple elections when Trump ran, they came by my house, these big tough guys, they're Democrats because they're right? And they come in the middle of the night and they steal my flag, break it, tear it off the side of the porch. They don't care. But, so I'm gonna get even. The next time, I'll let my dogs out, and that'll scare some of them. Second, I don't know. I can't say that because I don't want you to know that. But, so I went out and bought another flag that said Trump Vance. But I take it in every night now. Now, one of my neighbors said to me, why are you still flying that flag? He won. I said, I know. But that friggin' people you had in the administration last time with Biden and his crew put me through shit for 4 years. So you know what? They're going to watch my flag for 4 years. And I encourage everybody, every Republican, every Democrat that has the balls to let everyone know that they voted for Trump this time around, get a Trump flag, put it outside your house for 4 years. They want to play games, we can play games right back. Now, I'm telling you, asking you to don't just watch one news station. Don't just watch Democratic-based stations. Watch them all. What I saw today on Fox, and I didn't see on any other nation, is you people out there that are so into that Democratic thing there, you have no idea what's going on. You really don't. Now that Musk was not voted into office, he's not this, that. President can hire who he wants to hire. Just like companies were and now will be able to hire who they want to hire. You go for the best candidates. You go for the best people that can help your country. I would also like to throw a challenge out there to you folks. I would like you, if you see this tonight or during the week, call me next week and name me some things that the Biden administration has done to improve this country. One thing would be good. If you got more, I'd be surprised. But one thing will work. So I'd like you to do that. And tell me what you think about. Okay, so this is incredible. The man gets into office. He wants to buy Greenland. Now you say, well, that's pretty stupid. It's just snow and ice up there. No, it's not just snow and ice. The minerals alone underneath that snow and ice are huge. The position of Greenland, as far as that part of the world goes, is perfect for us to own and have a base. Less countries are going to mess with us if we're that close to them. And he talks about, well, I don't give much thought to Canada becoming the 51st state. I don't think that's going to happen. Although the people in Canada, a lot of them want it. In Mexico. We don't need Mexico. So there's the Gaza Strip, Greenland, Panama Canal. That should be a no-brainer. We should take that back now. Now, and everybody gives us any shit about it, send the military in here to take it back. So supposedly, Rubio went down there and talked with the leader of Panama, and they got it supposedly straightened out. I don't know how many people realize that China was running the Panama Canal, which meant we were paying an outrageous amount of money to go through there, and China was paying practically nothing to go through there, and other countries that were their friends. Now, if we were ever in an altercation with China or anybody, and we had to get our military base, our military people from California, the Panama Canal is where we'd have to go through. We should take that back. No, it's about no deals. We lost 30,000 men building that thing. French lost a whole lot more. We put all the money into building that, and we ran it for the longest time until one of our favorite presidents gave it away. Gave it to the Panamanian government with the stipulation that we would have a deal going through. Since actually, we built the whole friggin' thing. Well, most of it. No. We've been pushed around so much as a country by other countries because of some of the leaders we've had in power didn't care or they were getting something out of it. Congress, I honestly believe Congress voted a lot of times in certain ways because they were getting something out of it. Not the people who voted for them to be in office to do good things for them and the country. They were doing it because it was putting money in their pocket. And you're seeing a lot of that now. And it's time for a change. It's time to get rid of these people. I mean, things are just totally, I heard one time, for instance, insurance companies. You can't go out of state to look for an insurance company as far as like your car and stuff like that. I don't know how true that is. Somebody had told me that, so I would please like someone to explain that to me. All right, now here's a goodie. All right, so I want to get back to cashless society first of all. Of course, it's going to put people out of work. You know that. And okay, I was in Stop and Shop the other day, and this is a perfect example of what I'm trying to explain to you. I went in there, and there was people all over. It was crazy. People weren't happy. They were arguing. You could tell. You could feel it in the air. Come to find out that their computer systems went down. You couldn't use your debit card. You could use it as a credit card, but a lot of people, believe it or not, don't know how to use it as a credit card. So they didn't know about this. They get up to the cash register. They got huge basket of stuff. It gets all rung up, and then they're told, oh, we're sorry. We can't accept your debit card because our systems are down. What's going to happen on a larger scale? None of us have any money. It's all in banks, so they tell us. You don't need banks. If you don't have no cash, you don't need banks. More work is gone. I know. We'll fill them with AIs. It'd be the worst mistake that this country could ever do. Don't care what those other countries are doing. Screw them. They want to deal with us. They're going to deal with us with American currency. If you don't, go away. Because as the way things are going now for the next 4 years, we're not going to need them countries. We're going to be right back where we started before Yo-Yo got in office. And his sidekick giggles. Giggles. All right. So with the AIs, I don't know, I must have a warped mind or something here, because the first thing I thought of was, what a great industry for the porn business. And about now you're like going, what? They will take that program and they will make it so you won't know who you're with or who you're doing what with, because it's going to be an AI. And it's going to be to the point of where you ain't going to be able to tell the difference, except if you cut their skin open and see a bunch of wires in them. But, you know, the AIs, they're going to take all the jobs. We're taking our country and this world to a place to where it's going to be very hard to fill those jobs. We can't even do it with the control tower people. You know, we don't have enough people that can do these jobs. And these are people that can, you know, without those people, we're getting people to die. They're dying. The whole thing with the plane and the helicopter recently is a perfect example. You know, it's, AI is going to eventually, I'll tell you what, watch the Terminator and the second and the third one and however many others there are. And look at that and look at this country with the beginning of AI. Now, they had a situation in California, I remember hearing years ago, where they were doing the AI things in some factory, and AIs were trained to fix each other. When one broke down, another IA could come over and fix it. And then they started getting to where they were starting to communicate with each other outside of us. And then the company put that to squash because they got scared. And that's something to think about. AIs will be they're going to tell you they're meant to protect humans. Don't do anything, you know, against humans. Well, when an AI gets to the point of where they're talking to each other, they know what's best for the world, so they think, and what they have to do to protect the country, or not our country, but to protect the world, is get rid of what's harming the world. And who's harming the world? It don't take a genius to figure that out. All right? They're going to turn around and eliminate us. Now, I know wild conspiracy theories and all that crap. How much stuff from TV have you seen that has come true? Take Star Trek, for instance. How many things on Star Trek that we never had that now we have? Because they keep building this stuff. And all it does is put people out of work. It doesn't help the poor. I don't know where all the money's going to come from. If you guys are crying now about big businesses not paying their fair share, what's going to happen when they got all the employees are all AIs and there's nobody working? What happens then? You think you see riots now? You think you see people being killed for this, that, and the other thing? I gotta go? No, not yet. It should be stopped. How far do we have to advance? You know, it's everybody choking about Mars wants to go to Mars. Okay. All right, so folks, you see the screen, you see the number. You can't call me live, but you can call me. No, you can call me live. I take that back. You can call me live with something you want to talk about, or something that I've mentioned tonight or the night before or the last time. But call with your ideas and stuff. If you think I'm an idiot, call and tell me I'm an idiot. I'm a big boy. I can take it. You know, I ain't gonna cry on nobody's shoulders or feel like I'm being neglected or I can't win a tournament as a male, so I'll win it as a female and everybody will love me. They don't love you. And these schools that refuse to follow this order, take their money away. I mean, they get tons of money from everybody else. They don't need our money. Take it away. You don't want to play ball? You lose your money. Watch how fast they change. Money, I guess it is the root of all evil. All right, so let's see. Let's talk about it. What would you think about that for a name change? Instead of talk, how about let's talk about it? Has a ring. Let's see. I'll get back to you more on the USAID. I think once we find out just what they're spending money on. One of it is about sex change operations for people in some country in Africa. Hey, I'm not making this up. I'm not really. You people need to watch a little Fox News just to get a perspective instead of talking stupid. Like I said today, I watched all the other news stations. Not one of them carried anything from Trump. Not one. They didn't even carry it with all the leaders together because they don't want you to know the truth. So before I go, Uncle Don wants to say a couple more things to you.
The collusion delusion is over.
Got that? It's over.
America will never be a socialist country.
As long as you don't vote Democrat.
China has total respect for Donald Trump's very, very large brain.
And his mighty force.
You hurt our vets. You stole from us. You're fired. You're fired. Get out.
You hurt our vets and you stole from us. Now you're all fired.
Oh, Don, you're a little controversial. You're talking about illegal immigration. I said it's illegal.
What about illegal don't you people friggin' understand? You think they're gonna be nice to you when you go into their country illegally? You people better wake up. But I'll see you next week. Please don't get all pissy about this. It's a talk show. It's meant to aggravate you sometimes. So other than that, folks, thanks for listening to me ranting. I'll have some more good stuff. Another thing I'm going to try to do is start to bring some good news for once in a while. We don't ever see that on TV, and we should. So stick around, folks. Marty's up next. And if you have any questions as far as sports go, he's the man. Ask him about guitars, see what he knows. All right, good night, everyone.